Welcome to another edition of the Thank Me Later podcast. You're here with the famous homie and Camila once again. Special edition day. Won't you introduce our guests?
We have Shardell Monique, all the way from Seattle, Washington, joining us today.
Seattle, Washington. Wow. I was unaware Seattle, Washington was the place before you said that. So
it is a place.
Are you actually in Seattle?
I'm in the Seattle greater area.
Oh, okay. Right. Currently, right now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, my first question, obviously, you're from California originally, or did you grow up out there?
No, I'm from the
Virginia.
West. I was gonna say I'm from the East Coast. I was born in Pennsylvania, grew up there until I was almost a teen, and then moved to West Virginia.
And what did you do when you lived on the East Coast, Miss Shardell?
I was in school.
Huh?
And I was a bartender.
And you were a pageant queen.
I did do pageants, yes.
So how long did you do pageants?
Almost 10 years.
Okay, so
from the time that I was 17 until I think I was or not even, I guess it was 5 years.
5 years?
Yeah.
And so when you switched over, because you currently do pinup now.
Yes.
And so when did you make that transition?
I aged out of the Miss USA circuit. So I kind of got too old. And then I kind of honestly got tired of trying to be perfect all the time.
Well, because I remember when we first actually met, over 10 years ago now?
Yeah.
You couldn't even have tattoos. Literally the lifestyle that you live now is
right
100% opposite of what you had to live.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Go right ahead.
I'm kind of new to the whole. What's pinup? What does that actually mean? What is that?
Pinup is in reference to 1950s pinup girls. So there's a whole community of rockabilly pinup models, entertainers, bands, musicians, all of it. Pretty much, you name it.
Got it.
It's a lifestyle.
So you aged out of it, meaning you were too old.
No, she aged at a pageant. She aged at a pageant, so now she does pinup. And she also has OnlyFans. Did you want to give a shout out for that?
Sure. Follow me on OnlyFans. It's onlyfans.com/SharSharBinks with a Z.
Okay, so how long have you been doing OnlyFans?
About a year now, I think.
Okay.
A little over a year.
So for the people that are kind of ignorant to really what it really is and what it really consists of, can you give us a little insight without giving away too much on what it takes to have one, and how has it been for you?
Is anyone oblivious to what OnlyFans is anymore? I feel like there's so much controversy around it that it's a household name now.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy. But basically it's a website where anyone can create any type of content that they want and charge people for access to it. So It can be anything from artists to performers to physical therapy people, anything, and that does include sex work as well. Yeah. Yes, but it's not just sex work. Everyone always assumes that it's only sex work, and it's not.
Hey, but we're
those are the big spenders. I mean,
they
definitely are carrying OnlyFans from what I've heard. So
trying to make that bank, right?
Huh?
Trying to make that bank.
Hey, we're all trying to make that bank. I feel you.
Right.
I'm not mad. I would do it if I could. You know what I'm saying?
Do it.
You can.
If anyone wants
she tells me all the time.
She's
you just need to do it.
I can't do it because it'll mess me up, because I know with guys, and I have nothing against the gay community, but I know there are going to be a lot of guys watching me. So it's
money's money, man.
That part.
I don't know why.
Right. It doesn't matter who's watching you. They're not touching you. They're not touching you, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, and then how do you advertise it? How do you get followers and stuff? Do you advertise it on your social media? How do you get people to follow you?
Yeah,
just like
social media is kind of hard. Instagram doesn't allow, they'll take down your stuff or they'll flag your account for soliciting. But a lot of people advertise, on FetLife, Twitter, Reddit, Tumblr, stuff like that. There's sites out there.
Oh.
Reddit and Tumblr. You getting ideas? She's all taking mental notes.
Reddit is real good. So is FetLife.
Reddit?
Mm-hmm. Reddit's good. I've gained over 400 followers just from Reddit in the last 2 months.
400?
Yes.
Man, I'm about to start
My goal
shit.
is 5,000.
Of course, because even if that's $1 a month, that's
So
fine.
what-
Exactly.
So wait, what do you have to post? I've never been on Reddit, so what do you like?
Okay.
How do you get followers from Reddit?
Reddit's like literally kind of like Tumblr. Like I never was on the Tumblr train really, and then they took it down like right when I was starting to get onto Tumblr. So it's like basically there's just all sorts of types of communities on there. Like literally anything you can think of, just search it in the search bar and you'll probably find a subreddit or community for that topic. And then there's certain ones that are aimed towards, you know, foot fetishes, OnlyFans promotion, all like literally everything's on there. Dominatrix, like you could get it all. So that's what you just post in those groups. And then on your profile, you have your links and people can find your content.
Dang, you just hooked us up. Or me.
Usually I charge for this information.
You did hook us up. Let's say it right.
You get a free coaching session here.
You gave us a
well,
game.
thank you. I appreciate you. You know,
Heck yeah, anytime.
nothing but love, always, always.
And to make OnlyFans, I'll send you my referral link and I'll help you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm probably really dead ass serious.
I'm gonna get you on a foot one. You're gonna do it.
She did say I have beautiful feet.
You do.
Let's see them. I have tennis shoes on.
I have tennis shoes on, so
but I'll show you my feet after you. But you gotta pay.
There you go. That's right. Good job. Good job. Yes.
I've been looking at your feet the
Look,
entire life.
I don't care. Now you gotta pay. You don't remember what they look like. Now you gonna have to pay for them.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
Now it's a subscription if you want to look at my feet.
Listen,
exactly.
A subscription
know your
for
worth
feet.
and add tax. I love that quote.
I don't see. I mean, I don't shame. I learned not to shame.
Yes. So I tell him all the time, we don't kink shame.
Yes.
Everybody. I was like, just because I don't necessarily do it doesn't mean other people that do it. There's no reason for me to.
That's right.
I don't like. It's not my business.
Right.
I drink my water and I mind my business.
I'm not paying their bills. What's it to me?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You're not paying my bills, and I'm not
right.
paying your. I mean, if you're paying my bills, then you might have a little more.
Right. Then you can have maybe a say so. Exactly.
Maybe.
But I mean,
maybe we can talk about it.
Maybe.
Right. We can sit down and have a little discussion.
Exactly. Yeah.
So with you, so with the pinup, obviously we know that pinup has been a very white dominated field. How has that been for you?
That's a loaded question. How much time do we have? For me,
the floor is yours.
Personally, I've had zero issues. I've been met with nothing except, for the most part, encouraging, super excited followers and fans, and people in the community just embracing me. But I know it hasn't been like that for every Black pinup out there and every pinup of color out there. I've just been really blessed, I think. And I kind of stay out of drama. I keep my head down. I don't have the energy or the time to get wrapped up in rumors and he said, she said stuff. So I really just kind of keep a wide berth. But there has been a lot of drama in the industry, I think. But I've been very lucky. I've had zero problems.
Do you think that is due to your upbringing?
I think maybe some of it does. I do conduct myself a certain way. I'm whitewashed, as a lot of people like to call me. I get that.
Well, he thinks that I'm white.
I get that from the Black community. If anything, I have more trouble. I get more insults and more stuff, thrown at me from the Black community than any other community because I'm not Black enough. So if that says anything, to anyone about where the issues are, why are we judging each other so harshly?
Because you're not Black enough.
Yeah. I was adopted into a white family at birth.
Yeah.
So I've been told I speak white when I went
but
by,
you don't you just
my birth
regular.
name. Why do you have a white girl name? All sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I think that, yes, I was raised by a white family, so how can you blame me for, talking a certain way or you know what I'm saying? You only
well, just because I'm educated.
Yeah.
But white people grow up in the ghetto too and use slang too. It's not like Latinos grow up in ghettos and use slang. It's not, we don't own the ghetto. We don't own that, that's not ours. We want to think it is, but the Irish grew up in ghettos. We do not own that. We just have that mindset of we did it first, which we honestly didn't. It's
not a flex.
Exactly. It's not a flex. I don't know why it gets thrown around so much. I don't think it's a flex either to be highly educated. You don't have to get educated. I'm just, I have a college degree.
Right.
I was an English major. I know, I speak grammar correctly. Right. That's just how I was raised in my education.
And I hate when people say that it's not Black to speak. I know how to speak too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have a choice to talk a certain way in a certain setting, but I know how to speak. Okay. So I don't, people tell me if I'm not Black enough for speaking correct grammar, then fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Maybe you're not educated enough. Maybe I'm going to start throwing that at people. Like, why aren't you educated? I don't know.
Right.
Like,
right. And then, oh no, of course that's going to be met with, oh, because I'm Black, you think I'm not, and you're like, but you do the same thing.
Exactly.
But obviously, we've had our conversations.
Right.
And we obviously know, like me, I'm light skinned or whatever, but I didn't grow up as a light skinned person. I grew up just, both my parents are Black, and this is the situation. But I was judged prior to, two conversations that you even had to me. And then people are like, oh, you're way different than what I thought you were going to be. And I'm like, because you judged me prior.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this type of work, is it hard to keep relationships, and not only just relationships from males, but relationships with people, period? Both? Can you touch on both?
Yeah. Honestly, for me, it hasn't been difficult. One, I keep my private life very private. Mm-hmm. And my personal business is my personal business, especially leaving a life, where I work events and stuff like that. A lot of people know me as a public figure a little bit, not like in a wide scale, but I'm not Kim Kardashian, but I do have a big enough following where it's like, I like, not yet, but I do like to keep, as much of my personal life as I can private and personal, not just out of respect for my partners, but just also it's really important to have that mental space and that separation just to kind of stay real and to, remember where I'm from and where my roots and like not get a big head. Right. But I'm also not shy about what I do. And I think for me, I wouldn't say it's hard for me to keep relationships because I'm very unapologetic now about who I am and what I do. I think
that's a big change.
Yes.
From our lives.
Yes. But I think that made a world of difference for me in keeping relationships and that fear of like losing people, which I do struggle with, like, abandonment issues. So that was a big thing, people pleasing came very naturally to me. But with this kind of switch in the past couple of years, it's really helped me a lot. And I'm just like, you can stay, you can go. That's on you. No matter what I do, it's not going to make you stay if you don't want to be here.
Right.
So,
right.
Men, women, and I'm bi. I date women. I currently have a girlfriend right now. So it's like, they know what I do. I'm very upfront about it. I'm like, this is what I do. If that's going to be an issue, like, don't even get involved with me because I'm not playing.
Right. Facts.
Like, this is my moneymaker. And
like, and I've even had people like, well, I'll pay your bills. I'm like, no, you won't. Like,
you can't. No, you won't. Stop. You can't. Like, most people can't. Like, you can't pay someone else's bills. Like, stop it.
And even if they did, I don't think I'd ever let somebody take care of me like that. I'd never trust anyone that much to fully rely on them to take care of me, because what happens when they go?
Right.
Like, part of that is
that reliability.
Issues.
Right.
Part of that is also just reality. They could die, then what am I going to do? Like, they might not have a choice. They could get arrested and be gone for 5 years or something. Like, I don't know.
And you've been dependent on them. You're screwed.
You're screwed. Right. Exactly. What do you do then?
Right.
So I've always, always have a side hustle.
Love it.
Even if I'm a trophy wife, I'm still gonna have a side hustle.
That's right. That's
you already know. You already know.
Right. Trophy wife goals, but I'm still gonna have a side hustle.
Love it.
Look, trophy wife ain't where it's at.
That's right.
Look. You have to have your
I'm trying to have a trophy wife. What you talking about?
I'm not a trophy wife.
You're not?
This fool. No, I'm not a trophy wife. I have a degree and I actually have side hustles. AKA, we're sitting here filming a podcast.
I know you have a degree. I'm just saying. I thought you.
I'm not no. I've worked jobs. I just follow. I just happen.
That's how we know each other. We used to work together.
Of course.
So I follow him around. So yes, my job changes.
Right.
And so, I mean, I do change, and I do have times that I'm on my downtime, but I definitely, I don't depend on him in that aspect.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be dependent on him because, like, he is military. He could die.
Right. Like, you never know if they're going to come back. Like, you never know. You're never guaranteed that. And you're not guaranteed that in everyday life, but, like, military life is so much different.
No joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, it's stressful. So I'm like, I couldn't expect that. Right. Forever.
Yeah.
So I don't, and so I definitely keep side hustles.
Exactly.
So your first piece of content that you made, were you nervous or did you step right into it? Being that you've been on big stages with pageants and everything, was it just second nature to you?
It's a very different type of stage, but I don't create porn. I don't do porn. That's just, out of my comfort level. I just feel very awkward with the camera. I don't like the way my face looks. Like, there's so many factors that go into it. People
no, I 100%. I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're like, you'll make so much money. And I'm like, that's great, but I can barely stand the sound of my own voice, let alone like.
Really?
See? Yes.
Like, it's so weird.
Why?
Because that's.
I don't know. I just do not like it. I don't like it.
You have a great voice.
This is why we're who we are, Shardell. This is why we have always been friends, because she gets it. Like, I tell her stuff all the time, like, this is very out of my comfort zone. Like, even, you know, shooting this is out of my comfort zone. I'm getting better.
Right.
I'm learning.
Yeah.
But it's just not like, yes, I can have conversations with people all day long.
Right.
But as soon as you put the camera there, I'm like, little clam.
Yep. Yeah. I'm just like, oh gosh, this is like, it's in my face.
It changes the dynamic. It
does. It really does. Plus, it's like you're videotaping yourself. You're watching yourself. Like, that's weird. I don't want to watch myself. Like, what? That's weird. Then I get to self-critiquing. I'm like, okay, I do not. I need a different angle. Like, it's just too much. It's too much. And that's the perfectionist in me, I think, from like creating content for so long. Right. And it's just, I've nipped myself apart. So I don't do anything extremely graphic. So it wasn't hard for me to make the switch, especially when Instagram started cutting down so hard on, you know, creators that did like lingerie content and, you know, the whole free the nipple movement and stuff. Like, so much of my stuff got flagged just because it was too sexy that I started just posting that on my OnlyFans to begin with, because I had nowhere else to share my work. And I'm a boudoir model and I am an erotic model. So I work for, you know, kink photographers and photographers that specialize in erotic photography. And I had nowhere else to show my work. So I was like, you know what? And I had a group of people that really wanted to support my work. And they couldn't find it anywhere. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to start my OnlyFans with. So it's mostly like a community that I have built for myself of fans that enjoy my modeling and they want to see what I do. And now they can pay to support my modeling. And then they get to see, you know, the more erotic stuff that not everybody gets to see. And that's just how it started. Now it's a little bit more friskier, but there's some feet pictures on there. You know, you can't find those anywhere either.
That's pretty unique. Like, I've never heard that entry into it. You know, I had nowhere else to post my contents. Instagram shut me down, so I had to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Like, the why is different. Your why is different. Yeah, my why was just like, that's how it started. And then I was like, oh, I could make more money if I do a little bit of this or that. I was like, why not? If it's a $500 difference a month, shoot.
Oh, well,
that's an easy call.
Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. Like,
for a link.
That's send it to me
I'm still not doing anything that's outside my personal comfort zone. You know, I'm not forcing myself to do anything that I don't honestly want to do. Right. And as a people pleaser, it's honestly a lot of fun. I love getting that feedback from people that's like, I love your content. It makes me so happy. I check every day to see what you've posted. I'm just like, I'm glad I can brighten your day. That makes me happy.
Now that I can get behind. Yeah. Because like, I definitely like to hear, like, you know, my number one love language is words of affirmation. So that's like really big for me. Okay. It's not necessarily like people paying or whatever, but it's just like the fact, like the comments, you know, that like you guys are liking this, and then it'll make me want to like do more. Yes. And so I could totally see that, and that encouraged me to make more content. Like, getting that feedback makes me go, yes, like this is liked, even though Instagram, it only got a certain post may only get, you know, 100 likes. I'm on another site where it's getting thousands of likes or like thousands of comments or people just messaging me being like, I love this, where Instagram's not even showing even my basic content to anyone. Right. Exactly. So it's just, How do you deal with the haters, or have you dealt with haters? Have you dealt with haters? I ignore haters. So you just don't acknowledge it. I keep my nose out of drama. I have no time for whatever. Go judge somebody else. I don't have time to interact. You're like, judge your mama. People looking for attention, honestly. Like, who takes the time to comment on someone else's photo or someone else's content and be negative? Like, who has that time? I barely have time to be positive for people, and I want to support everybody I know. Like, go, everybody go. I barely have time to do that. Like, it just blows my mind. I don't have that energy. I'm an empath. I'm already taking on so much. It's just like, I don't even deal with it. They can hate. They can talk to themselves in the comments. Nice. No, that's really I don't have the energy. That makes a lot of sense. It does. Like, why even waste your energy? Like, you can feel this way, but then it's like, for that one comment, if you have 50 comments saying how gorgeous and how wonderful and like, why? Exactly. Like, why even waste your time? You are secure. You're unapologetic about it. You know what you're doing. It's not like, oh my God, I didn't know I posted it. Yeah, I posted it.
Right. I know what I posted. I posted because I like it and I'm happy with it. You think I don't spend like an hour going over everything?
Right.
Making sure it's the way I want it before I post. Like,
so do you happen to make all your content, or like how does that with photographers? Like, how did you kind of get into these other photographers? Like, because I know you obviously take photos.
Yes. So I've been dabbling in photography longer than I've been modeling, honestly. My dad was a photographer growing up. And so I grew up riding horses and competing professionally with my brothers and my sisters. And so my dad took all of our like show photos. He would come to show days and take like all of our professional photos. Because, you know, normally there's photographers there that do that professionally, but they charge out the wazoo, which I briefly considered doing. But, and my dad, I think my uncle was also a photographer. So my dad picked it up from my uncle. And then he just did all that. And so I learned from him from a young age. I used to follow him around when he would photograph my brother and my sister. And he started teaching me stuff here and there. So I've always kind of been involved with photography. Modeling, that's harder to pinpoint. I was offered jobs as a child model, but my parents refused. Grew up in a super conservative home. And they're like, no, we're not putting you into that world. So I had to wait until I was older until I could do it without them, basically. That kind of fell in with pageants, yeah. What?
How do they feel now then with you being obviously not conservative?
I had to make a separate Facebook for them. If that says anything. Because they didn't want to see.
No, that's reasonable. Like,
yeah. So they're not like sending me lectures every 3 days, but they don't also, you know, they're not out there liking my posts or seeing what I'm doing either.
Right.
They're at the point where like you're old enough to do what you're gonna do, but they don't necessarily encourage it or agree with it.
Right. But they don't discourage it either, right?
No, we don't talk much at all. Holidays, you know. No, I love them. I know they love me, but yeah, we have very different lifestyles.
Yeah. No, I know that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You already know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing is like like with us being people pleasers, like it's kind of you have to get away from that even with like our families, because it seems to be to me like the most judgmental people tend to be the closest people to us,
right?
Where you would feel like it should be the people that you have no idea that don't know you,
right?
But it's not. It's like you get more love from the people that you don't know, and then the people that are like right there, are supposed to be, you know, your biggest supporters, your bigger than they're like the ones that are just like tearing you down.
Exactly. And it's about expectations. Everyone we know has an expectation. When you first meet someone, they automatically have an idea of who you are probably in their minds and an expectation of how you'll act, how you'll do this and that, especially if they've heard about you. You know, everyone has expectations. Our parents have the most expectations for us out of anyone. You know, they've been with us literally since the beginning. They have all these big dreams for us of what they want us to do and who they want us to be. Of course, they're disappointed when we're nothing like
it.
That idea.
But that's
how it turns out.
But it's really sad because it's like that's your expectation. You should be happy that I'm fulfilling my expectations.
Yes.
But that's hard. That's hard for parents, especially our parents' generations. Like, I'm so jealous. Like, I kind of wish I had like a Gen Z. Like, I wish I was born in like 20 years from now or something. I feel like that these kids, I don't know. They're either gonna be like super rad or they're gonna be petrifying. But either way, they're just so open-minded and just like
they are
so about self-expression and just like it's almost like the 70s are being reborn right now or something. I don't know.
The hippie kids.
Right.
Yeah. They're so open to like anything. They're just like, whatever the world's going to bring is what's going to happen. And I'm just like, man, that's,
but it
I love
kind of,
that.
You're like,
go guys. You guys are scary because you're not afraid of anything, but like, get it.
No, it's kind of great though. You know what I'm saying? Like I have 3 children myself and they're, you know, teenagers, 16, 14, 12. And it's kind of teaching me, you know what I'm saying? Like to get away from that traditional or maybe the teaching or maybe the mentality that our parents had. Right. You know, it kind of helps me change and kind of get with the time at the same time, keeping my personal morals and my personal feelings about things, but at the same time, catching up with the times and being a part of this Gen Z and embracing it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's true. My parents taught me to question everything.
Yes.
And then they're like, but not us.
Right. I'm not question everything, but what I tell you.
Right? So you taught me to question everything. I'm going to question it.
You have a show coming up.
Yes, I do. Thursday.
So tell us about that.
It is my first official burlesque performance. I'm hosting a burlesque show at a local speakeasy themed bar called Remedy in Bremerton, Washington. And I'm super excited. I'm going to lie and say I have everything planned out and my costume's ready and my routine is, I've got down perfect because I don't have any of that. And it's going to be a lot of last minute planning because I've just been so busy. But I've wanted to do burlesque, I think, my entire life, honestly. When I really look in hindsight, like, I can't think of a time, like, as from the moment that I first saw it, which I honestly can't remember, like, it's always just kind of been somehow in, like, the back of my mind or somewhere in there. I watched a lot of old movies growing up, and there were so many burlesque routines in some of those old movies. That's, like, I constantly remember them, and I've always wanted to do it. And I think I let my fear of disappointing my family members and, you know, friends or anyone like that kind of hold me back. But, like, I have a musical theater degree. Well, I have a minor. I almost had a major, and I switched it last minute because I didn't want to stay in school any longer. But so it's like I'm a trained dancer and singer. Like, why am I not using that?
Using those skills, yeah.
Thanks.
Well, you need a backup dancer.
Let's go. Come on, girl. Let's go. I definitely dream of having a couple of shows where I do have incorporate other dancers into my pieces. So,
well, hit me up. I'm down.
Let's do it. So musical theater me. I'm like, I'm gonna do a whole number. Like.
I'm being so serious and sincere when I say
I would love that.
It is.
I'm being sincere.
So bringing the show to Cali, is that what we talking about here?
Right.
We're bringing. Yeah. I mean, he does have a stage here.
I do.
All right.
I got a studio, got a stage, got a venue. So
I'm down.
If you ever want to, just let us know so we can plan it out.
I've already had I haven't even done my first performance yet, and I already have a club in Tacoma trying to book me. So I'm just like, all right, let's do this.
Damn, that's dope.
I'm so glad we got to talk to you tonight.
I'm curious. So, do you see yourself doing? Or I won't say that. What's next? Like, I won't say what's next after this, but are there any other things that you are interested in career wise, or anything related to this, or anything non-related to this?
What's next? Honestly, I don't know what's next. I don't even know what's happening tomorrow. This has gotta be as it goes.
My ADHD be like,
right? Like COVID just changed everything. Like COVID changed everything for me. You know, I used to have like my next 5 years planned out, and all of a sudden that was like erased, like completely erased. Like it wasn't even postponed. It was like it was postponed, and it was just like, you know what? It's erased. We have no idea when this is gonna end, when we'll be allowed to do what, how long it'll take to be able to do what. And I just kind of went, you know what? Expectations. I've been working my whole life to stop having expectations. But I'm just gonna, you know, this year I was like, I'm taking whatever the universe brings to me.
There you go.
Like whatever God brings, whatever the universe brings, whatever higher power you believe in brings to me, I'm accepting that. And I'm gonna walk through the open door and see what happens instead of living in fear and saying no to things that I really want to do. I'm just kind of being like, no, something comes to me and I want to do it. I'm gonna do it. Right. And I might not even know I want to do it until the opportunity is presented to me.
Yep, that's what happened here.
Right.
Yeah, like,
you're like I was like, no, I'm.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see where this takes me.
Exactly, because it's
just this is the year of the Pisces. Damn it.
That's right. It is.
Oh, both of y'all are Pisces.
Oh, we're both Pisces.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's why we're like this.
Right. This goes way back.
It does. It does.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just kind of bopping around.
Right.
But I mean, I definitely gonna stay in the industry. Like I'm already booking shows, so I'm planning to do more burlesque shows. Why not? You know, if I can. Why not? You know, I feel like as we get older, we like stop doing things.
Right. We do.
Like, I don't know why. I don't know if it's fear or if it's just we're exhausted all the time. Because
that too.
Just living, just existing is like exhausting as we get older. Like we go to work, we come home, and we don't have energy to do anything else because we're doing things that doesn't set our souls on fire and we're not passionate about. And we're just doing what we have to do to get by. And it's like, I'm definitely part of the generation that believes that it doesn't have to be that way. Like it's that way because the generations before us insisted that it had to be that way.
Thank you.
And I'm part of the group of people that's like, no, it doesn't have to be this way.
Right.
You know what? I'm gonna go make TikToks in the street and get paid for it. I'm gonna, you know, everything's changing. Pretty soon we're gonna be making advertisements for a virtual reality. Like I'm gonna be making a billboard for a world that exists only online. Like that's already happening. Like I work for a company called Hot Tub Boats here in Seattle, and they're making a boat for the VR world.
What?
And I feel like it just blows. Like I can't even honestly.
That blows my mind.
Yes,
I mean,
like
we
it's
did
just
think
like
we're gonna be flying in cars.
You will feel like you're sitting in a hot tub boat in this virtual reality.
Virtual world.
So they're making like a virtual hot tub boat, which is like an actual boat that has to have like all the things, I don't even know, all the things on it that makes it go virtual. And then you can visit there in VR and it'll feel like you're sitting in a hot tub out on the boat on the lake. Oh, and I'm just like,
it's crazy.
I know, I was like that's like.
That's
I'm
crazy.
just like, excuse. Well, I have the health benefits of sitting in the hot tub boat too. Like, am I going to feel relaxed after, or is this just going to be like, well, that was fun, I'm still stressed out? Like, I don't know. I can't really even wrap my head around the entire idea. But that's where we're at. You know, that's the world. So it's just like you kind of just gotta take the punches and roll with it and do your best.
Embrace it. I mean, I want to get into the NFT world. I want to get into the world because that's what
I don't even understand NFTs. I
don't either.
I feel like I should be in on this. And I'm like, I want to make $10,000, and everyone's like, that's not real $10,000. That's like virtual reality $10,000. Like, I don't want. Can I buy virtual Louboutins to wear?
Like, what are you buying with this?
I just don't get it. Someone needs to sit. I need someone really tech savvy and very patient to sit down and explain this.
No, I don't get it either.
I don't get it. I do not understand.
Like, I've seen the TikToks on it and I try to understand and I'm like, yeah, you guys are literally spending money to buy fake things. To buy more fake things?
I'm like, this does not make sense to me. I'm like,
and then they said in like 10 years we're gonna be sleeping with robots, and I'm just like, who's gonna be sleeping with robots?
Wait, sleep? You mean?
Yeah, it was an article the other day. Yeah, I was
like smashing robots.
Did you guys see that Black Mirror episode? Where they like upload their consciousness after they die into like a virtual reality?
I don't like it.
And I was like, is this what we're going to? We're gonna be able to upload our actual consciousness into this, like when we die? Is that what this is all gonna be eventually?
Whoa!
I don't want to do that because that's like never dying, kind of.
Right. I
want to exhausting.
It's too much. I don't like it.
I'm with it.
Right.
If that's, I just want to die.
It's so much.
Regular. I just want to die. He doesn't like it because I always tell him I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. Because I want to die young, and he doesn't like that.
I want to die young and beautiful.
What is wrong with you guys?
My body's already breaking down. I'm not even
right. I'm
40.
30
My back
years.
hurts.
Wait, you're 40?
No, I'm nowhere near 40.
Oh, I was gonna say.
She's saying she hasn't even made it to 40.
And your body's breaking down.
I'm way too young to be this tired all the time, to have back pain, for my knees to be hurting. Like, I was so sore for my shoot Saturday. I had 6 shoots this week in the past 3 days. My shoot Saturday, I'm still sore from. Like, I go upstairs and I'm like, ooh.
Damn.
I'm just sore from posing.
And I don't think that I'm going to make it to the 30 more years of this.
Right? Hell no. No, thank you.
He thinks I'm crazy. I'm like, I don't want to do this for 30 more years.
I feel like a baby.
This is exhausting. Plus, you got to think about paying rent for 30 more years. Think about paying a mortgage. Like, no. Like, I'm paying to exist, and I didn't even ask for that. I don't. Like, what's next? What's next?
I'm ready. Right. He's like, you're not scared? And I'm like, no, I want to see what's after this because I'm over this.
What?
And if it's nothing, then I'll be happy to sleep all the time.
Right. I guess I'll be sleeping.
I'm not mad about it.
I feel like a buster.
Why?
Because you guys are all not scared. I'm over here terrified every moment. Sometimes I don't sleep at nights because I'm afraid. Like,
that's because you're not living. You gotta start doing what you're passionate about, and you'll feel way happier about your everyday life.
And then you'll be okay to die.
Yeah, you'll be like, I've been doing everything I love to do. Like, let's go. What's next?
Wow, that just gave me a new perspective.
It's true. I mean, I'm not saying I never get scared. Like, sometimes I want to run my bridge, and I look down like, this would suck. This is not how I want to go.
Yeah.
But like,
or I'm driving over like the high pass, and I'm like, like, I can just go right off. That doesn't make me feel good.
Do you think about that when you're driving over high passes? Like, what if this collapsed right now?
Yes.
Like every time, that's all I think about when I'm on this.
Really?
Yeah. Like there was an accident the other day. I was driving. It was like, and there was it already happened, and I was like, this makes me uncomfortable.
Right?
This makes me really uncomfortable.
Because I'm planning, like, what would I do if this did happen right now? Okay, so if this bypass drops out from underneath me right now while I'm driving across it, what am I going to do? Okay, I got my seatbelt on. I got to roll down the window in case my door can't get open.
See, and that's how I feel going in tunnels. If I go in tunnels,
and it collapses.
I don't know. It's not even that worried about it collapsing. I just feel like I can't breathe. So when I go in tunnels, I have to roll my windows down.
You're claustrophobic.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I have to roll my windows down.
And it's like, I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of like being in pain for like a
right.
I
like,
get crushed and I'm just laying here.
My biggest fear is being buried alive.
Like, yes.
But who's gonna bury me alive? Realistically, I don't think anybody's gonna bury me alive. But that is one of my biggest fears. But it's interactive.
I have nightmares about it.
It's irrational, huh?
I have irrational anxiety nightmares about getting buried alive or like waking up in a coffin.
Right. But who's gonna do
or, like
this?
being in a box that's thrown out into the ocean,
That's
and then I
scary.
like trapped and I can't get out, and then I drowned in there.
Yes.
I have nightmares like that.
That's the irrational fear I have.
Yeah.
That's that bullshit.
That's what I'm afraid of. I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid of dying
Right.
in a very slow, painful way.
Yes.
Thanks to y'all, I ain't gonna be able to sleep tonight.
Just go watch
I don't watch horror movies.
Just
a horror movie and make it worse.
I do not watch horror movies. I can't.
No, I don't watch horror movies either.
I
watch horror movies. So mad.
I got a horror movie on repeat right here, just constantly.
Right. I don't need to add.
Yep.
Like, cause you know, like, what was that one movie? Was it Paranormal Activity? Like, nothing really scary happened.
Yeah.
Do you know when the scary stuff happened? When I went to fucking bed.
See. Yep.
And
my imagination is too good.
My imagination was like, what if this? What if this? Oh, what is that?
What if?
Why?
We should think about this. This is what we should think about what we're trying to see. Yep.
Damn, I'm scared already, man. I'm sleeping with the light on tonight.
I'm just gonna watch a Disney movie.
As an adult, I still fall asleep with my light on quite often. I won't lie. Not necessarily out of fear, but it's just like a comfort thing. I'm like, I can see. Who's gonna break into my house with my light on?
See,
Thank you.
I'm the opposite. I need it all dark to go to sleep, so I don't make shapes in the room.
See, that's why I don't sleep. I also need it to be dark, but then I lay there in the dark, unable to fall asleep. Because my brain's like, what if?
Thank
I
you.
turn the light on. I'm like, okay, now I can see. I don't have to be worried about anything.
But now I
can't
can't
sleep because the light's on.
And this is why I'm gonna go home and watch Encanto.
Who?
Encanto, the Disney movie, so I can go to sleep at night.
I haven't seen it yet. I do want to watch it.
I would still watch this movie if I didn't have little kids.
No, what I'm saying is I'm not up on game about the new Disney movies. I only know the old shit.
But I'm saying I would.
Did you watch Soul? It was so good.
It was. Encanto,
I got very stoned. I need to rewatch it because I was too stoned. I was like, look at all of the colors. This is so trippy. So I need to rewatch it. But either way, it's good.
Yes, I will definitely get stoned and watch it for sure. And you know, I
like
like
just look at all the pretty colors.
Dude, yes, it was so good. I was like, this is amazing. The artwork is just phenomenal. It was good.
I love you.
I love you.
How was the Seattle weed?
Oh my gosh, the weed here is pretty fire for the most part, honestly. I liked it better than Vegas weed. No offense, Vegas people.
Vegas
but
trash.
I was not. I was so excited the first time I went when Vegas had legalized and I got to go down there. I was so excited and I was just greatly disappointed. I was like,
it was terrible.
What are y'all doing? Like,
it's terrible. The weed is terrible.
I'm excited. I'm going to Cali for San Diego in 2 weeks for my birthday, so I'm gonna try some California weed because I haven't smoked any California weed yet.
Really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and it is different.
Yes, it's different.
Yeah, you know, every state's very different because you can't have crossover. So even if there's farms that have, even if the same farm is in different states, it's still very different. So
yes,
I'm excited to kind of see what I think.
Because of climate. I mean, California's climate is different from everyone's life.
And the laws.
Yes. So it makes a difference. Growing it is different because the climate is perfect for growing weed in California.
Yes.
You know, Florida could get too moist or Texas is too dry. Arizona too dry. They get too dry. But California is perfect for growing marijuana. Yes.
I'm gonna do some comparisons, be like, all right, let's see.
Yeah.
Could I survive in California if I had to? That's a defining factor right there.
Well,
that's how I decided where I'm gonna move, guys.
There's songs about Cali weed, so I'm assuming it's probably the best.
It's like it must be good.
Right. I mean, for them to have like the songs, then I feel like it should be good.
Yes.
There's majority of songs, like even Justin Bieber singing about it. So.
Oh yeah.
I smoked in several states, and there's no comparison.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I also want to go to Denver, like Colorado. I really want to hit up Denver.
That's another spot.
I feel like that's gonna be too.
I heard the vibe out there is just so incredible. Like, especially, you know, for people that are cannabis users, you know, the vibe is incredible in Colorado. So that's definitely goals right there to get there.
Oh, heck yeah. It's on my 2022 bucket list. So I was like, trip to Denver. I'm going to go.
There we go.
I'm waiting for it to warm up a little bit more. It is cold there.
It's cold as hell.
Yeah, I don't like the cold.
I don't do the cold.
The cold is not.
So I moved here. It's not supposed to snow that much. It snows more than I liked, but not as much.
Yes, I don't do the cold. You do the cold?
No.
Tends to be why you have a jacket on this, 70
Stop talking shit about me and my damn jacket. Okay?
It's not even cold, Marjorie.
It is cold.
It's cold.
Camila.
Right? Yeah.
Camila, okay? I don't know who Camila is. I just now found out her name was Camila, and I've been knowing her for
Sounds like a personal problem.
I've always known her as Mimi, but that's a nickname for Camila. So
yeah,
when she said it all these years, I wanted to ask, like, why the fuck are you calling yourself Mimi? Like, where's Mimi coming from?
It's part of Camila, Mimi.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But I've always
I always
known
knew
her
that.
as Marjorie, so I'm like, where did Camila come from?
I mean, I literally am just the woman of many names. Like, that's what my friend's dad calls me. And it's okay, you know?
Right. I have a lot of personalities, you know? I'm very broad. I joke with people all the time. Like, you never need to cheat on me. I am 5 different people wrapped in one. Just tell me who you need. The whole attitude changes with the wig, okay? Like, tell me who you need. I can be that person.
Right.
Big personality, right?
And now that I'm bald, wig should be, isn't that a thing? You know, bloop, bloop,
right?
Just pop it on.
Just pop it on right quick.
Yes.
Little bloop, 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 little glue, we good to go. A whole new
exactly.
Brand new bitch. What,
right? Just had to make over, redo. I don't make no mistakes now.
Oh, she's so stupid. Oh my God.
Look,
it's true.
Just pop on the wig. Look, short,
that's
long,
right.
what you want.
That's right.
I cannot. Definitely. So where can I want you to tell everybody, you know, where to follow you, so you can go ahead and get, you know, the people that's going to watch to go ahead and follow you and all that stuff.
I'm on almost every social media platform, not virtual realities. At Shardell Monique, SHARDELL Monique. So like Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. So YouTube, though my YouTube is very old and not updated and very embarrassing. So if you want to see some funny videos of back when I first knew Camila and I was trying to be YouTube famous, you should check it out. It's entertaining.
Definitely. So YouTube.
It's very entertaining.
Okay.
Super cringe. I'm aware. I was super cringe, guys. But please check me out. Hit me up. I have links to my photography Instagram and my pinup Instagram on my main one, so they're easy to find.
Okay. So when you come to California, you definitely got to tap in. Maybe we could do a part 2 at the studio, and you can see the space for possible future events.
I'm sure I'll be coming back down to Cali more. I've been in discussions with multiple brands that want to work with me, so we'll see if they're willing to pay my flight and stuff.
There you go.
Hey.
Are you into acting at all or no?
I actually had a theater minor, so I do act. I haven't done a lot of it lately, other than like I do TikToks and stuff like that for brands and companies. Like I'm a content creator, so I do acting in that sense, but I haven't been doing any I miss theater so much, but real life kind of only lets you do, you know, so much every day, and that was just something I couldn't do. As a bartender, I worked nights, and that's when theater rehearsals were.
Right.
So that kind of got pushed to the side and having to make rent and pay bills.
Right.
So.
That'll stop a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Adult priorities took over. And
adulting.
You took the
word
out.
Unfortunately, I wasn't cut out for Broadway. I was like, do the same thing for 8 months? No.
Count me out.
Too many personalities. I can't do that.
I'm just I just got ADHD, and I'm not set up for that.
That's why I changed my minors. I was 3 years in, and I was like, wait, I've been doing all this because I thought I was going to go on Broadway. And then you're telling me I have to play the same character for 8 months, maybe?
No.
I was like, nah, I'll do 8 performances. Then I need something new. Exactly. Then I got to switch it up, or I'm going to get bored again.
Exactly.
But, so I do act. I'd love to get back into it more, but not much to do with it right now. Yeah.
That's all I need to know. You know, I definitely have a film studio. I write, you know,
nice.
Film. So, you know,
okay.
I'll definitely be, you know, if you're open to doing some future jobs, we'll definitely be discussing that, you know, down the line.
For sure.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Yes. Well, we would like to thank you for coming on.
Yes.
Thank you guys.
Thank you for coming on. It's good talking to you.
Thanks for working with my schedule. Sorry about that.
Thanks for working with his schedule. Not
That's
mine.
Fine.
His.
The gym's important. Self-care.
See, she's not giving you the right context.
You know, she's important. The gym is important. It's all important.
She ain't explaining everything. You know what I'm saying?
Anywho, no, just kidding.
No, thank you.
No, it's good.
Beautiful conversation. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Yes. Before you guys, make sure you guys go follow Miss Shardell Monique. I said that right?
Yep.
Shardell Monique on all platforms. Look for her content. Make sure you go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Politic and Broadcasting.
Don't forget to tip me.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Tip her. Don't be cheap. If y'all gonna be watching, Stop.
Buy my feet photos. That's great.
And
They're
tip,
great.
okay? Tip. You guys tip waitresses. Y'all tip
That's right.
waiters. Y'all tip somebody that wash your car. You tip the bartender. Tip the content creators. You tip the nail lady.
Especially now with COVID. Tip your bartenders. Tip your servers. Like they're out here working hard in a pandemic. Like tip
respect the career, please. Respect.
Yes. I even tipped my nail lady like super extra today. I was like, thank you for being here, risking getting COVID and being sick for 2 weeks, so that my nails can look pretty and I can be happy about myself. Like, I appreciate that.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Right? Like, it's a kind of a big deal. People just kind of forget, I think. So.
Yes, they do. They do. They definitely do. Yeah. But you didn't forget, so.
Because I do it.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, but thank you guys so much for real.
Thank you. You can close us out.
I love you.
Love you too. Thanks everybody for watching us. This Thank Me Later podcast. Go ahead and check us out. Make sure you follow us on, what is it, The Famous Homie?
Yes, Instagram, The Famous Homie. Follow me.
And at Camila's Corner. Out.
Yes.
Peace. Thank you, Miss Monique. One love.
Of course. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thank you.